Τόνυ Χριστοδούλου, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to World-Budo.gr. It's an honor for us to have you here.
It's an honor to be here.
So, let's start. A lot of years of hard training. In which style did you start?
I started training from the ages of 16 in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I really started my MMA training when I was 19 when I left to the States.
Why did you start training in this style?
Well, I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to be honest, because I was in love with pro wrestling, and there was nothing like that in Greece. So someone I had known, Dave Dimopoulo, and at that point in time I met up with him. I started training, I kind of liked it. I left to the States, I started doing some pro wrestling, but I started realizing I was more into the real thing.
In all of these years of training, what did you sacrifice in order to be in this level that you are today?
Everything. I mean, relationships, birthdays, Christmas, you name it. Money, opportunities, jobs, my health, surgeries. Anything I had, I sacrificed it, but I don't even like to call it sacrificing because there's nothing else I would rather be doing in this world.
Apart from the sacrifice, I think that you had a lot of benefits. What is your main benefit from all of these?
When I wake up in the morning, unlike most people, I don't think like, oh man, what am I going to do? I think I can't wait to go to work, you know? I can't wait to do what I love to do. I get to follow something that I can't stop thinking about. Even if you didn't take me away from MMA and you put me behind the desk, all I would think about is MMA. And I get to do that every single day.
You have a very good record in your MMA career and you are young. How do you see things going in your career?
Well, in the next few years, I'm really hoping to be in the highest level of MMA. I'm looking for UFC or Bellator or wherever top promotion exists at that time, you know. I can't say that's what's going to happen, but I can say that I'm giving everything to be there.
You've mentioned Bellator, you've mentioned UFC. Is the dream?
That's a dream. It's not the dream to get there. The dream is to be the best. I mean, like, I know it sounds ridiculous. I dream of beating Jose Aldo. Like, I dream of beating Renan Barão. I dream of beating Dominic Cruz, Uriah Faber. Those guys, I don't think about, like, oh, I just want to get to the UFC, maybe I have a fight, get to tell my kids, you know, I was in the UFC for a day and I got my ass kicked and went home. I want to go there and fight the champs, and it sounds ridiculous, and it sounds more ridiculous to me saying it out loud, but the truth is, that's what I want to do.
Do you have a favorite player?
Yeah, I have many favorite players. I mean,
Such as?
I mean, I got the obvious, you know, the Jose Aldos, the Frankie Edgars, those guys. But there's someone a little different, so I can say something different. I like people like Pat Healy a lot. He's a really good grinder. He puts such a pressure on people and breaks them down. You know, fighters like Damian Maia, Rani Yaya, jiu-jitsu guys like that. I'm always a big fan because they also suit my style. But also all-around players, if you're talking about like Dominic Cruz or Uriah Faber, or people like Nick Diaz in a certain way. I have a favorite in every aspect, you know. It's like it depends on what I'm looking at the time. But the guys I think uniquely I like are guys like Pat Healy, really tough, rough and tough guys that put the pressure and break their fighter down.
I want you to describe an ordinary day of your program and your training program.
The problem is my program's super hectic. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I might wake up in the morning, think I'm going jiu-jitsu, end up going there. I'm working with so many different trainers that everything's mixed up. But let's just say a perfect Tuesday would be I'd wake up in the morning, I would come down here, I'd come to Brotherhood of Psychos, do a little bit of jiu-jitsu, go down my strength and conditioning coach, SPT, work some like cross-training, strength and conditioning, take a bit of a break, maybe have a heart attack. Get some sleep, wake up, go down, do some sparring with my guys, Alex Kolokopoulos and Forti, and whoever else comes and helps me. And then at nighttime, I'll normally hit up a run. You know, I'll try to run maybe 7 to 8 kilometers, maybe 9 kilometers, or I'll do sprints, depending on the day or how tired I am.
When and where do you want to train more? I mean about the style. What's your favorite style in order to train? BJJ, striking?
I love everything, you know. I go boxing, I love it, and there's times when I only think about boxing. I can't even stand doing jiu-jitsu. And then there's days I just only want to do jiu-jitsu. I don't even want to think about boxing. It kind of depends, you know. To be honest, during the training camp, I just want to do everything. I just want to be tired. I want to be exhausted. I want to be beaten down. I want to break myself mentally, so you can't break me in the fight.
Tony, what is the strongest part of your technique?
My strongest technique, I would have to say, would be my control of the fight. You know, I have a very good, I'd say, skill set, or you know, maybe a natural ability to control where the fight goes, and more importantly, how the fight goes, how the pace goes, I kind of dictate how the fight's going to go in most cases, and in cases that I win, that's what happens. You know, I put on the amount of pressure, I alleviate the pressure, I make the fight go on as I want it to go, and I think that's my biggest skill. Not so much like, say, my arm bar, or my right hook, or left hook, or, you know, those I don't consider I have anything that great of those things. You know, I don't have the best jiu-jitsu. I've got my ass kicked in jiu-jitsu before. I've got the best striking. I've got my face beaten in boxing matches before, you know. It's probably the best kickboxers. It's not the best, but I have a good control of MMA fighting. I can fight with almost anyone in the world, and I can keep that control.
Tony, you travel a lot for your training abroad. How do you see things here in Greece?
Everything here in Greece is great. You know, we have a really amazing amount of talent with such a limited staff, you know, and such limited people. Like, I've trained, especially Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm going to go Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because I'm more experienced in Greece with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not going to talk about striking, because striking here is at a high level, okay? But Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's amazing the amount of talent we have with the little people that we have. And the real problem is, I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people don't like hearing it, is that no one wants to work together, you know? I'm this team, I don't train with that team. I'm that team, I don't like those guys. I'm this most mondial, so I'm going to do that most mondial. And you know what that does? That just makes really great talented people that could really show people the talent that Greece has in martial arts and the amount of effort we use, and it closes us up. And then once it closes up, and that's why we're never going to be 10-time European champion. That's why we're not going to have Papadopoulos, Mikhailidis. Guys aren't going to be the best. You know, I'm just saying random names. I'm not meaning about Papadopoulos. I don't know who they are. I'm just saying random Greek names. Any random Greek name, you're not going to hear it at the top level, because we don't do that. I mean, I train more at different gyms than other people, okay? I'm open-minded like that. And I don't believe in training on one gym, because not one person can give me everything. It's impossible. But, I mean, when I come and train, we don't have like 300 people here. I mean, any academy, there's not 300 people and 300 black belts. Or, you know, when I was at ATT, I didn't have to train in 10 gyms. I trained at ATT. ATT had 40 guys for me to spar with every day. Different guys. I didn't train with the same guy twice in jiu-jitsu. But when you're here, you got to be able to move on. We got to work together, and we got to unify so we can get that bigger picture, you know?
Tony, you fought a lot of very good opponents in the past, and you have a lot of tournaments ahead. So tell us about that. How is your record? Your record is very good, and how did you succeed that?
What I did is, to be honest with you, I had a really core strength of people that helped me. Like, my family was really behind me. I have a good girlfriend, I have good friends, I have good people that supported me, and I have a good teams, you know, and good friends of teams. Like, I don't say team because when I mean team, I mean friends. You know, like I got Ilya Batsinila, he's not my teammate. If we never did jiu-jitsu again, I would see him every other day. You know, I got people that are behind me in the States, in Greece, that have pushed me and helped me no matter what. And that's what has made me succeed. Because I'm not the best guy in the world. I'm not the most athletic guy in the world. I'm not going to do 5,000-meter sprints. I can't lift 500 pounds over my head. I might not be the sharpest, I'm not the fastest, but I work harder than you, that's for sure. I work harder than everybody. I know for a fact, I could state it out clear. No one works like me. And because of them, because they help me work as hard as I can, I've gotten to where I have gotten to, and I'm going to get to where I'm going to get because of people like that support me.
Tony, I want you to tell me about your future plans, about your fighting plans.
Well, right now on April 20th, I'm about to enter one of the biggest tournaments that's happened in Greece. It's going to be an 8-man tournament for the CFO championship at a minus 70 kilos. And right at this moment, that's my future, you know? Until April 20th, nothing exists to me until that date, till I get that belt.
Tony, at the last point here, do you want to send a message to all Greek people about the crisis that we are going now?
Well, if I could send any kind of message, it would be, you know, let's band together. Let's not separate during this, and let's not let political corruption separate us. And I really hate how this economic crisis has increased racism in Greece and increased negative attitudes towards different people. We need to band together. We don't need separation right now. I mean, we're in a really messed up economy, and in general, at some point in time, this system was meant to fail. I mean, the way it's built, you don't have more money than there is gold. It's the influx of the economy. It's ridiculous. So at some point, it was going to fail, and it's happening now. And we need to stick together. And so whatever happens, comes out of this, we can make it the best for your people, for your kids, and more importantly, for this world.
Tony, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It was an honor for us to have you. We wish you the best.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.